Welcome back to the Gravity Rush Remastered Speedrun Beginner's Guide. This is episode 18, and from this point on, we're only going to have one video per episode because the debt route and the no debt route have merged. We have all the upgrades that we need, and the only thing we're going to be using gems for is emergency health upgrades. So in case you take a lot of damage and you're about to die and there's no health gems near you, you can use your gems to upgrade health. That will fully heal you as well as give you the additional health. In case you're curious, I am using the debt file, so that's where the gem count's going to come from. Okay, so starting out the episode, you're going to need to wait for the game to autosave, so what we're going to do is mash shower kick here until we can get the house prompt. We're going to press square and warp to the manhole that we picked up before episode 12 in Aldnor. And then we're going to kick over here. We're going to just go straight down. And then we're going to start the episode we call Sensors with, oh man, I believe his name is Adrio. I really have no idea how to pronounce it. First thing he's going to want you to do is to get his briefcase for him. So we're going to kick down here. You want to try to not land on the ground and just pick it up so that in case that R tries to attack you or the other one tries to shoot you that you don't get hit, because then you'll drop the case and that'll be a time loss. Alright, so now we have to pick up the 4 sensors. This is the entire reason that we upgrade stasis to level 4. If you stand right on this side of Adrio, this is the best spot I've noticed to pick up all 4 sensors. But in case you don't actually pick them all up, you could just press circle to drop the ones that you currently have, and then just put them in a position where it's easier to pick up all 4. Well, I guess I didn't do that. There we go, now we have all 4 again. Okay, so we're going to kick over to this place first. Out of the 4 sensors you place, 2 of them will have Nevi fights, and if you get hit during any of these Nevi fights, you will automatically drop the sensors you have, and that'll be a big waste of time. So what we're going to do is we're going to kick over here, and then we're going to use Gravity Typhoon on this fight, just because the invincibility is going to help us take out these Nevi really easily. And this fight is the harder of the 2 fights. Just make sure that when the Nevi die, that pillar can shoot a stray bullet, and sometimes if you run into it, you'll drop those sensors, and that can really suck. So now we're going to go to the right. We're going to mash R3 to just center the camera again. There's only going to be 3 Nevi that spawn here. We're going to kill this puffer first, and then we're going to kill the 2 flying Rs, so just be a little careful, because if you get to the bullets, that can hit you. And then just get to that little ledge here, and then it'll place the sensor. As long as you're in the area, then that's fine. You don't actually need to land on it, but that's about it. Alright, now we're going to go place the last one. It's pretty straightforward. It's just a straight shot over here. And then Adrio's going to want us to go back to him as soon as we place the 4 sensors, and then he's going to go tell us to go back to the one we just placed to turn it on. And by the time you get back there, you should have your Gravity Typhoon back, and we're just going to use that to clear the next fight. We're just going to head straight back. Notice too that in case you die, this is the only time the game autosaves until after you finish the final sensor fight. Just so you're aware. Alright, so we're going to shift here just to trigger the Spiny and also get on the other side of the Lancer, and then we're going to use Gravity Typhoon. Focus on the Lancer because if it turns around, it can absorb all your rocks, and then once the Spiny becomes vulnerable, focus on that. Okay, so there's a few things we can do here. I'm going to show you one strat, but double kicking is a little bit faster. So you can actually pick up some objects right over here. With level 4 stasis, we can pick up 4 objects here, and we're going to kick over here. Now, he's going to want us to pick up the last sensor before, but we're going to have to fight some Nevi, and you might drop it. So what we'll do is we'll trigger this, we're going to wait for our gauge to refill, and then we're going to kick up here, and I'm going to pause real quick once the fight starts. Okay, so there's 3 pillars that all have bones around them. One of the things, you can destroy the bones by double kicking them and then rapid gravity kicking, but the pillars will be shooting at you while you're doing this. So these stasis objects that I got are a little bit slower, but they're a little bit safer. So what we're just going to do is chuck the stasis object here, here, and here to break all the bones, and then it's just going to take one long range kick to kill each of them. This first flower always drops a blue gem, so if you feel confident enough, like you don't need the extra gauge to get up there, and you can kill the first guy without that, then you can always just pick up that blue gem to refill your gauge. So once we land, we're going to go back, and then we just get the sensor, come back up, and start this fight. Okay, so this is going to be what we call final sensor fight. It's going to start with 2 sharks. We're going to run back to bait the sharks, and then we're just going to RGK them to kill them. Now we have 2 spinies, and we have some swordfish, an R, and a golem. Basically, our general goal in this fight is to kill the sharks first, and then we'll try to kill one of the swordfish if we have enough time, but we want to make sure we get the 2 spinies while they're vulnerable, because they will instantly, like once this fight starts, do an attacking move. So, kill the spinies. Once you kill the 2 spinies, and you kill the 2 swordfish, then the dragon's gonna spawn. Now we want to make sure we save our Gravity Typhoon for that dragon, and we also want to make sure we don't get Gravity Typhoon canceled. So that's gonna be kind of the general gist of the fight. The sharks are gonna come, we're gonna bait them, we're gonna attack, kill them, kill the spinies, kill the 2 swordfish, then Gravity Typhoon the dragon and the golem that's up on the roof, as well as like the remainder of the R's. Okay. We're gonna bring them close, bait them out, then we're just gonna start RGKing. This can also be a scary fight to die. As you see, this Spiny's vulnerable, and then the second one's down here. And you barely have enough time to get both of them, so make sure that you put immediate attention on them as soon as you kill the sharks. Then we got the second swordfish. As soon as the dragon spawns, it is gonna fire at you, so you gotta be really careful of that. As soon as it does fire those shots, though, that's when you're gonna want to use Gravity Typhoon, as you can put yourself at risk of getting Gravity Typhoon canceled. Okay, we're gonna use that on the rest of the golem. Just make sure he's in his death animation, so we're good to go. And that was a pretty clean final censor fight. Okay. So now that we've finished this, all we're gonna do is just carry Adrio to a bunch of different places that he wants to go, and then that'll be the end of the episode. So we're gonna pick him up. Just make sure you try to kick around these. You don't even have to get all the way to where the indicators are. Notice too, this is actually the only point in the game in which there's a fade to black that you do not need to skip a text box after. I've caught myself pressing options and pausing the game there multiple times, so just be aware of that. We're just gonna need to float in front of this clock while he looks at the time, and then you'll see the new thing appearing. We'll just have to wait until this gets to about 30-ish meters, and then it's gonna go, and then we just head straight back up. And then we're gonna drop Adrio off right at the airship, and then that is gonna be the end of episode 18. Alright, so again, if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next episode.